Hello bass family, and welcome to Everything Bass with Dale Titus. Today we're covering the minor triad. Previously I've done the major triad. If you missed that, just go back and look on the channel and you should be able to find it. You can search for it, Everything Bass, major triads. But today we're going to talk about the minor triad. First of all, what does it consist of? How do we make it? How do we create it? If we look at it intervals, it should be pretty simple for you. If we use our friend the C on the 3rd fret of the A string, we got the tonic, which is the C. With a pinky, we reach up to the E flat, which is the minor 3rd. With a ring, we play the perfect 5th, which is a G in this case, and then we got the octave on top. So it's a root, minor 3rd, perfect 5th, and octave. That's the basic minor triad fingering in this fashion. In future videos I'll show you other fingerings for it, but I'd rather just focus on one element and let you really dial in and memorize it. So what's great about the bass is you can move it to the E string. If I move it to G, play the same fingering, I have the G minor triad. So it's so easy to move around. D minor triad, A minor triad. Now if you are wondering why is he showing me these things, I want to quickly, I covered this in the major triad video, but I want to cover it now again just as a reminder. Our role as a bass player is to connect rhythm to harmony, and so when someone's strumming a chord, we need to know what those notes are. In this case, let's remember I said that in the C minor triad it's C, E flat, G, and C. The piano player and the guitarist, they're playing C, E flat, G, and C. So those notes are ringing out, which means that if we play those notes, we're matching them. So everything we play blends in with what they play, and everything sits really nice. Now if we only play triads, that can get a little monotonous, a little safe. So there's no tension, there's no dissonance that can be really creative and put emotion in the bass line. So we need to first start with knowing what the chord tones are, then we can actually go on to scale tones and be more confident in which notes we can rest on and hold on, and which notes we have to use as passing notes. So that's the quick answer. We learn triads, we learn arpeggios, so that when we are faced with an instance where a chord is being played, we know what notes we can play that will match perfectly. So that's it. If you download, if you're a subscriber to the channel, you can go to patreon.com/everythingbass and download the sheet music, which has again some reminders on how it's played, some extra notes. I also color coded the intervals, so it might be easier for you to kind of, if you're more of a need to see things, this might help you remember it. And just start trying to improvise with it a little bit. If you're playing with a band and they give you the chord progression, try just creating a bass line just with triads and see what you feel. See how do you like it? Do you want to add some other notes? But it's a good chance, or it's a good way to really learn something, is to create and make music with it. If you're not at a point where you feel comfortable playing with a band, just try to make up some bass lines just off of the triad notes, the minor triad notes. So that's the minor triad. One thing, let's just say, okay, you know the major triad, now you've learned the minor triad. It's really important that you don't let the major feel lonely. So every day that you practice, if today is the day that you're doing everything off of E flat, make sure you do the E flat major triad and then the E flat minor triad. Just practice them both so they stay both fresh. You're able to play them off of any root on your fingerboard and call them up pretty quickly. It's also important to know the names. Like you might memorize the shape, but you forgot what it's called. Well, it's not valuable to you. So make sure that as you're playing it, you say, okay, minor triad, major triad. This will help you in your retention and your execution. Okay, so let's move on to today's encore item. Today's encore item is another CD from probably one of the biggest influences in my life, and luckily I call him a friend. We met at Musicians Institute. He was a teacher, I was a student, and then we were able to work together there, and we've just been friends ever since. And that is Jeff Berlin. This is Jeff Berlin Crossroads. So he had done 2 recordings, Vox Humana and Champion. The band was actually, I think, called Vox Humana. So Jeff Berlin Champion and Jeff Berlin Pump It. But at a point, those 2 CDs became hard to get, and I had to buy them as imports, and they were super expensive. So Jeff put together this compilation of both CDs, and it's phenomenal. And the musicianship's amazing. It's also what a a cool selection. I mean, he does a version of Bach, C minor prelude by Bach, but he does it kind of in a rock format and takes an amazing solo. His solo to let's see. Well, the song "What I Know Now" has just been my go-to. His solo on "Motherlode" freaks me out every time. Every single song on this is great. And if you are also a fan of the band Rush, Neil Peart plays on a couple tracks, and it's just great. It's just wow. I mean, what an iconic player. What an amazing musical mind, and his solos are just beautiful. I just really enjoy everything about Jeff Berlin's playing. So this is great. Jeff Berlin Crossroads, check it out. When I first heard his first album, I was pretty much a metalhead, and I loved it. I thought, man, this guy is playing with some fire. He's playing with some amazing technique. I know he's not a technique guy, like he doesn't like teaching technique, but his technique is great. I'm sorry, Jeff, your technique's great. So anyway, so I hope you guys check it out. It's wonderful, and it's great driving music, man. Just throw it in your car, hit the open road, and don't speed, because I did. So there you have it. Our encore item, Jeff Berlin Crossroads, a compilation of the first 2 albums that he put out as a solo artist. It's so great. Please study your minor triads. If you have any questions, of course, put them in the comments. If you would rather message me directly, you can email me at dtitus@daletitus.com. If you enjoyed this video, please just hit the like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, tap the subscription button and then hit the little bell icon so you'll be notified every time I upload something. My goal and desire is to be a very aggressive content creator. I want to have stuff going up every weekend. I'd love for you guys to be along, show me and tell me what you think about each video. I really, as I've said before, this is a bass community. I want to really encourage an interaction that's sometimes hard to get, especially with all over the world. This channel kind of came out because of my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page, which you're all welcome to check out. Anyway, I started realizing, wow, there's bass players in South Africa, there's bass players in Australia, in England, in Japan, all these different bass players, and I loved kind of communicating and sharing some things through there, but I felt a little limited by the format. That's why Everything Bass came into creation. So this again is just the beginning. I really see it being much bigger. I'd like to actually have several different bass players contributing videos, master classes, interviews with famous players, all these things I'm really planning on doing as soon as the ball gets rolling. So thank you for your support of the channel. I really appreciate you guys stopping by. Let me know what other topics you'd like me to cover. That's something I haven't mentioned a lot, but I have a kind of a syllabus planned for the first couple of years of different topics and different videos I want to put up, but I don't mind changing the order. So if you guys say, hey, can you teach on this? This is something that's confused me. If I can, I will. If it's something I don't do well, I will try to find someone who does and get them to shoot the video. All right, guys, really love you. Love my bass family so much. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you at the next video.